So what is going on, guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A. You guys put your questions in for the past few videos. I've got them all here. I do apologise that this Q&A has come out really late. It is way overdue. I literally finished my degree a few weeks ago, and then literally not long after that I went to Spain for a week. So it's just been it's been non-stop for me recently. It was a bit of a party getaway, and I had a few parties to go to when we just finished university, so I do apologise. Obviously the 2019-20 fixtures have just come out. We're starting with Man City at home. God, it could have been anyone else that we could have started with. It is just so annoying that we can't just have a nice easy fixture to start with. Do you know what was so frustrating? Because the past 6 years we've had a top 6 side every time now, and it's just annoying because I feel like we lose that game. And because we lose, I always thought we're trying to play catch up with the other teams around us in the Premier League, which it's just so annoying. It would have been nice. I would have liked to probably started with maybe Norwich away or Norwich at home or Villa at home, someone like that. Say a big thank you for everyone that did put a comment in. Oh my god, I got tons, so much more than I did last year. I'm quite surprised, to be honest with you. I wasn't expecting this amount of comments to be coming through, to be honest with you, but I'm absolutely, I love it. I've read every one of them. I have replied to every single comment as well in the videos, and I really do appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get to the questions now and let's start answering them. Right, let's put your questions in here. Done. Your questions are there. Let's pick one out. Question number 1 will be this one, if I've got that the right way. I don't think I do at all. Hang on. Adam Harding, which summer/winter signing has impressed you the most? For me, the summer signing that impressed me the most was Lukasz Fabianski, without a doubt. He obviously got the Hammer of the Year, which I think he totally deserved. I just think he was absolutely brilliant throughout the season. When we first got him for £8 million, I thought, why are we spending money on a keeper that's just literally got relegated with Swansea? Why on earth will we need someone like this? I'm quite happy with Adrian. I really was against it when we first got him. I really couldn't understand it, and I thought it was just a cheap signing from West Ham. But they proved me completely wrong. Fabianski has been absolutely outstanding, and honestly, I can only see him getting better. For me, I think he is better than nearly all, the majority of goalkeepers in the Premier League. He's much better than. I think he got the most saves in the Premier League this season. He won it by a massive margin as well, and he obviously got Hammer of the Year for us, which is totally deserved, really. But yeah, Lukasz Fabianski for me. Let's get question 2 out. I'm gonna go this one. It's a big one. Let's have a look. Chim Julian, do you think the Premiership is in a credit bubble, and what happens when the bubble bursts? What happens if one of these media organisations cannot fulfil its financial obligations? ITV Digital, ironically, Watford were one of the teams heavily involved. Also, when teams try and when they shouldn't, and not try and when they should, would you not agree that this is a form of match fixing? Do you think that many of the games are fixed for the TV? Now, I'll answer each of your questions in order you've done the question, Tim. So first, would you think the Premiership is in a credit bubble, and what happens when the bubble bursts? Yes, I do think the Premiership is in a kind of metaphorical credit bubble, as you're saying. It is to an extent. The thing is, since TV money's come into the Premier League, it's obviously just exploded, and I can only see that increasing. I personally don't think the bubble will burst unless something significant happens. For me, I just don't see it. I just think more money is just being pumped into the Premier League through TV money and other sponsorship deals. Companies are going to keep spending more money on this because they know where the big money's at in football. Also, when teams try and when they shouldn't. Now, I don't agree with you there. I think there's teams that might not try as hard as they should, which is totally barbaric. I think all teams should try their best at every game. But a lot of the time, when you watch the players play, and when you where I sit at West Ham, when I actually sit there and I can actually see how the players come off the pitch, when we've been safe in the league this season, for instance, when the players are coming off the pitch, against Arsenal, we were practically safe anyway when we play Arsenal at home, but we still beat them. And you can see when players coming off the pitch, you can see it in their facial expression. They don't want to come off. They want to keep playing. The way you watch games, but I think it's better to see it in real life for yourself than it is watching it over the television. If you're sitting there in real life, you can see it in the players, the way they're moving, the way they're sweating, the way their facial expression is. You can really get a feel for what they're going through, and that's why I honestly think that to get to being a Premiership football, any sort of professional football standard, you have to have that urgency within you to want to keep going and not give up and want to win. And that's what I'm saying. I understand where you're coming from with the whole teams not trying, which I do believe they might not put in as much effort as they should because they're safe already and there's like one game left this season. Yeah, I do agree. It's a pain. It's really, really annoying. I wouldn't say it's a match fixing thing. And I don't think any of the games are fixed for the television either. I think that I just think that everyone's going to give it their best, and that's what they're getting paid for ultimately. And the thing is, a lot of football clubs, which I say a lot of football clubs, probably all football clubs, if you're not trying, you're probably going to be benched until you get a better attitude towards the game. And that is what I think the players are kind of afraid of, so they are going to probably give it all their all. Right, question number 3, let's give it a shake, and I'm going to pick out this one. Oh, I've cut that one really badly. Matthew Howard. As it looks like Arnie is staying, would you accept him back with open arms? Personally, I won't be singing his name until he's proven himself to be committed to the team. Fair enough. And who would you like to get to play alongside him? Now, for me, obviously, I can understand why you might not want to sing Natovic's name. For those of you, I'm sure you all know, back in January, he was linked with a move to China. A game against Arsenal at home when we beat them 1-0. He actually, as he came off the pitch, he waved goodbye to the West Ham fans, as it were, so it put us all in there was a bit of controversy about it, was that his last game? A lot of fans from AFTV believed that he was leaving as well. Even West Ham fans even come out and even said, yeah, I think they're gonna leave. I think he's gonna leave. I thought he was as well, personally. It was going to be a bigger money move for him, and he seemed quite keen. In the end, he chose not to go, and he got a pay rise from West Ham. I think West Ham paid him more to stay. I would accept him back because, look, at the end of the day, I'm probably going to sound in a bit of a different opinion here, but as a Premiership footballer, right, you want to do the best that you possibly can within a small career that you have. Footballers don't play for long. The maximum they're going to play for is probably 10 to 15 years. You might get the odd one like Ryan Giggs, who played for about 20, but you've got to literally make the most money you can within that time and try to get to the best standard of football that you can. And to be honest with you, I hate to say it, I know Natovich is out of order, but this isn't just a Natovich. This is probably any Premiership footballer. Honestly, you've got players, as much as we all love an Natovich, and we all love all these other players like Anderson and Rice, if another Premiership side, a bigger Premiership side, or another club from abroad was offering them more money in a bigger club, you can't blame these players for wanting to leave. I do understand, moving to China is not a bigger club move, I get that, but there is money there, and I think at the end of the day, Natovich is getting on, and I can understand why he wants to do it, I really, really do, but it's the way he went about it was wrong. It's the same with Payet, but if Payet had just left at the end of the 16-17 season, we all would have really respected him that, because the way he threw a strop, the way his attitude was about wanting to leave, it was just wrong, and I do believe that with Natovich as well, it wasn't the appropriate way to do it, and it was quite frustrating, especially waving goodbye to the fans. I just think he looks like a bit of a mug doing that as well. But I personally, he's a West Ham player. I'm fully behind him. I don't think he's going to be going anywhere soon. I just don't believe any club's going to pay out his contract. He's, until he isn't wearing a West Ham shirt, I'm going to be fully behind him and I'm going to be fully supporting him on the pitch. Right, question 4. It's this one. It was a small one. This one is from Liam Bishop. Who deserves to get the Hammer of the Year? Ironically enough, I actually put a poll out on my channel in the, I think it's in the community section, you can see it. I actually put it out quite a few months ago before, just towards the end of the season, about who deserved to get Hammer of the Year. I put up the 5 potential candidates, and I personally, Fabianski won the vote without a doubt. I think it was Rice in second. I totally agree with that. The vote, I would have voted the same. I think Fabianski totally deserved to win Hammer of the Year. I truly think without him we wouldn't have finished 10th. I think we could have finished a lot lower, and I think the goal difference could have been a lot worse. I think he has literally won us games hands down with the way that he makes saves. I honestly think he's just so good. I remember when we first got him from Swansea, I have a Swansea mate, and he said to me, "You've got our best player. You've literally got our cracking player." And I was like, "You just got relegated, you can't be that good." And then obviously with him playing, I was just like, oh my god, he's absolutely brilliant. I think against Liverpool, that first game, even though we got smashed, he pulled off so many good saves that could have been more than just 4, could have been 7 or 8, and he was that game changer, and I think it's what we've been missing at West Ham for a while. Like, and I'm really sad for Adrian in a way because he is like such a nice like goalkeeper. I love his enthusiasm. I love how he wears the badge with pride. Like, it's just so sad to see him go as well. But I can understand why they put Fabianski over Adrian though, because Fabianski's just absolutely out of this world. But good luck to Adrian wherever he goes as well, though, just on the side note. But yeah, without a doubt, it would be Fabianski. And if I had to go for second, it would be Declan Rice. Right, number 5. Let's look. And we've got this one. I hope I pulled that one. That's the right way up. Right. Jack Hendon. Who would you sign next season? So for me, like, we've obviously just signed in a midfielder with Fornals. I'm really impressed with Fornals. I know there's a few West Ham fans out there who are a bit like, oh, we spent so much, he didn't do much last season, didn't score many goals. But if you actually look at his statistics, he's had more key passes than any other player. I think he beat Messi and everyone. I think he was really high up the table for the most key passes. Can't remember the statistic quite off by heart, but he had a really good key passes. Him going forward and the creativity that I feel like we lack sometimes is there. I think him and Lanzini would just be fantastic together going forward. I really think it's what we've been missing. I truly think that, I think he'll start off slow, a bit like the other players we got in Anderson. I think he'll start off slow, but I think he'll build into the Premier League. I think then he'll become a brilliant player. Just got to give it time and he'll settle down. We also got, for me, I'd buy another centre-half because obviously Diop's been linked with Manchester United. I think Diop will go Man United. If he doesn't, I'd be very surprised. We're trying to, for me, if I was going to sell Diop, I'd want 60 million plus Martial. That's just me. I'd like to play hardball with it, but West Ham have not even considered a trade or anything. Apparently we've come out and said he's not for sale, but if I was Diop, I honestly rate Diop a lot. I really do. It would be really sad if he goes because he's an absolute brilliant talent. I think he was really underrated in a way. He didn't get, for me, he does get quite a bit of recognition, but not as much as I feel like he deserved to get. But I really hope he doesn't go. But if he does go, we do need to buy another centre back in. If it was to be. We also got linked with Nathaniel Klein and Fabian Delph. I think that'd be good signings. I don't really think we need Delph now after getting Fornals in. Nathaniel Klein would be absolutely fantastic. The reason I think we've been linked with him is because Alexander Arnold's the right back now at Liverpool. I just don't think I don't think Klein's going to get in over him. So if we could take Klein on loan or something would be absolutely fantastic. But I would like to personally go for a left back. I might be in a bit of an unpopular opinion there, but for me, I know that obviously we're not going to do it now. It looks like Pellegrini's really happy with just keeping Masuaku and Cresswell fighting for that position at left back. I just don't rate them very highly at left back for me personally. Like, I think Masuaku's more of an attacking player, and I just think Cresswell's been a bit out of form. I know he has his brilliant moments. I understand it completely, but it's always a 50-50 with Cresswell. You never know what player you're going to get on the day. Right, question 6. I'm going to go for this one. I think it's the right way up. Is it the right way up? I think it is, I don't know. Right, Jappel. How many miles have you travelled overall this season to and from away games? I'm loving the content, by the way. Jappel, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I can't remember the digit off by heart. I have it written down somewhere. I generally calculated this the other day because I saw this question, ironically, when I replied to it, and I thought I'm going to figure it out. I had it all, it's somewhere, but the number of miles I've done will come up on the screen here. How many I've done? Somewhere around here. I think it was over 4,500, something like that, but if you take everything, that number's taken in account of home and away, so when we travel there and come back, that'll be taken into account. I think the ones that add it on quite a lot is Burnley and Newcastle, Man United and Man City and Liverpool and Everton. Those are the big ones. Obviously with Sheffield United coming like that will add like a big amount of mileage to it as well. But it's long. Travelling far away is long, but it is so worth it when you get to the game in that way and having a great time. It's so worth the journey, especially if your team gets 3 points as well. But Jack, that was a really good question. I appreciate that one. Thank you. Question 7. Let's go for this one. Right, question 7. Kieran Williams. Funniest moment of the season, and do you think West Ham need another summer overhaul? Funniest moment of the season. I don't think it was personally a West Ham game. I think probably the funniest moment of the season for me is when I saw West Bromwich Albion's mascot, the boiler. Literally, I saw that online, and a good friend of mine from West Brom fan TV. He was just like I remember his reaction. I messaged him back and I was like, "What is your mascot?" And he was literally like, "I have no idea why have we got a boiler?" Like, fair play to Connor. I thought it was absolutely brilliant watching it. But either way, I thought it was quite funny though, having a boiler as a mascot. I think I've never ever seen something like that as weird at a game. But if I had to go for a West Ham funniest moment, I'd probably have to say it was the last game against Watford with Harry the Hornet. He always comes over and does the weirdest stuff in front of the West Ham fans, and the West Ham fans give him so much stick back. But fair play to the guy who plays Harry the Hornet. Just keeps taking it and giving it back, and it's just it's brilliant. Like, have a good laugh about it. Do you think West Ham need another summer overhaul? Do you honestly think that we do? And it looks like it's going to happen. We've obviously been linked with Maxi Gomez. He's obviously trying to pick out Valencia and West Ham. West Ham have thrown more money at, I think it's Celta Vigo, wherever he is. They've thrown more money at the club he's at currently to try and persuade him to come more, like try to sort of make them have to give him to West Ham. He's trying to pick out Valencia and West Ham, which I can understand is a hard decision because I think Valencia have got Champions League football now. But, West Ham are obviously quite an exciting prospect with the players that we've got in and the manager we've got as well. I don't know what we're going to get out of him, but we'll see. But, yeah, I do think West Ham have another summer overhaul, and if we do, I truly think we're going to have a great season ahead of us. I really, really do believe that. I don't think there's any fear going down. I think it's all going to be looking up than it is going to be looking down. So, yeah, but it would be good if we could anyway. I'm going to go for this one. Right. Ben Davis, what do you think the club should do in terms of buying a forward? Spend the bulk of the transfer budget on Gomez, or go for a championship player like Che Adams and spend money in other areas? Another quality video. Ben, thank you very much for the kindness at the end there. Buying a forward now, I know I'm going to sound a little bit contradicting here, but when I actually answered this question, I actually didn't think we needed a forward. I was actually really pleased with how we are going forward. We obviously have Anderson on the wing. We have Arnautovic on top. We have Chicharito to come on and change the game up. We obviously have quite a few attacker and Lanzini going forward as well. We've got all these attacking players, and I actually thought we were alright, but we've got Paris who's left. We've got Chicharito, who looks like he's going to leave. I don't know if he's left yet, but it looks like it. So it looks like we could go for a striker. We've obviously brought in that Fornals, as I said. He's quite good going forward. He's obviously got the top key passes. I think we should go for Maxi Gomez. I think we know what we're going to get out of him. He's obviously a good player. He's obviously scored goals. I think he would be I really think he'd be a decent asset for us. We should spend the bulk on him because it's obviously, as I've said already, he's out of us and Valencia that he's trying to pick out of at the moment. So for me, I would go for and just throw a bulk of money to get Gomez at the club. I really, really would. The thing is, if you go for a championship player, it's just going to be a 50-50 bet. Yes, you'll get a cheap championship player and you won't have to spend a lot, fair enough, but you don't know what you're going to get. He might turn to be brilliant, which will be fantastic, but at the same time, there's a high chance of them being poor as well and just not being able to live up to the Premier League standard. Going from the championship to the Premiership is a massive step, and it's a big ask from a championship striker. We need someone who's got experience in top-level football, who knows how to score goals and keep a level-headed mind when playing the games, and I think we need to go for players who have had a lot of experience playing on top level. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's some championship players out there who are good enough to play in the Premier League, but it's all about that experience as well as the quality, in my opinion. But yeah, Ben, that was a really good comment, thank you. Right, question 9. Right, I'm going to go for this one. Do you think Arnie really wants to be here? Truthfully, I can't answer that. I have no idea if he wants to be at West Ham or not. I hope he does. It'd be really, really disappointing if he doesn't. I'd like to think that he does want to be a West Ham player, but I think, obviously I mentioned it a minute ago, but I think at the moment, I think any professional footballer, if you're playing for a club, he's going to give it his all. I really do believe that. I think, his loyalty might not be the best, but at the moment, he's not been linked with any other clubs. It doesn't look like he's going to leave West Ham. I think he will want to be here, and I do believe he will start scoring goals at the beginning of the new season coming up. I think he'll be absolutely brilliant. I really, really do think he'll be great, and I just hope that... It's just sad, really, because if this whole China thing didn't happen, I do believe he would have scored more goals. I think it just affects him psychologically as well, because all the fans, really, really against him, how much abuse he was getting for being linked with China, they're not going in the end. And they're obviously getting that pay rise, and then not being able to score goals as well, not love that. It's not a good mix. it's nice at the end he's finished up on a good note. He obviously scored 2 goals against Southampton. I think he got a goal against Watford as well. It was a nice way to end the season, but and also I thought he played really well against Spurs away as well. So it's good to see that, you know, he can. He started picking up his form towards the end. And that's why I think towards the beginning of this new season, I think he'll start carrying that form on. To answer the question, I can't really answer that because I don't know. I can't. In my opinion, I do. I'd like to say he does, but you just never know what's going on behind the scenes. Right, final question. Question 10. Let's go. I'll take this one. It's a small one. And it is from Football Vlogs. Fade to LG. What has been your favourite away game? Okay, I'm going to assume you mean this season, my favourite away game that I went to. There's quite a few. I'm going to have to say, though, number 1, Tottenham away. Oh my God, going to Tottenham away was absolutely fantastic. To be the first team to go to the new White Hart Lane, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, to go there and get 3 points, in the manner that we did it as well. We played really, really good football, we were moving the ball fast. I thought everyone had a brilliant game as well. There wasn't really any players I can fault for their performance, I don't think, on the day. Honestly, thought everyone was absolutely fantastic, and it's so nice that we can have that to celebrate about. We're in the history books. I think as well, it's just nice because no matter what, we will always have that over Tottenham, as I've said already. Always. Like, even if they beat us or smash us, we'll always be the first to always let them know that we were the first team to go to their ground, their new amazing, spectacular ground, and get 3 points there. So that would be my favourite away game this season. Anyways, you guys, thank you all very much for your comments. There were so many. I'm generally quite stunned at how many people commented and put a question down. I wasn't expecting as many as I did. Again, I am sorry that this video has come out late. It's been such a busy time for me. Just obviously finishing my degree and then going on holiday. But I tell you what though, guys, I started this channel 3 years ago. That was when I started my university degree, and it's been an absolute adventure. Going to home and away West Ham and bringing the content to you guys has been absolutely fantastic. I've loved every second of it as well, and it's been absolutely brilliant. And the new season coming up looks like it's going to be really, really exciting as well, and I cannot wait to get to it. It's so nice that West Ham are spending again. It looks like that we are going to be spending more money on other players. I really do hope we can keep the likes of Diop and Rice. I don't think Rice will go anywhere yet. I do hope we can keep Diop. I think he's vital to our defence. I really, really can't. We can't afford to lose another centre-half. We also have Bueno leave as well. It's just not like we can't afford to lose another centre-half. I know obviously Man United are trying to throw £50 million at West Ham and then give us Jones. I just think Diop is better than Chris Smalling and Phil Jones. I just do. And I think getting Phil Jones is just, don't get me wrong, a great centre-half, but he's not as good as Diop. He just isn't. And that's just, I think that's just fact for me. I really do. You know what I mean? It would just be so disappointing if we let go of a player like that. But at the same time, I can understand if Diop wants to go, because if Manchester United come calling for you, I can understand it. But I love that West Ham are playing hardball with it. I love that they're being really awkward about it. Like, for me, if it was me in charge and I had the call how to sell Diop, I'd personally say I'd have to say 60 million plus Martial. As I've said already, that would have to be my buy. I'd want Martial at West Ham because I think he'd be great for us. And you know, I don't think he's played enough at Martial. I don't think he's played enough at Man United. So it's like he'd be great for us. But you know what, guys, finishing 10th in the season isn't the worst finish we've ever had. I think it was just nice that we could finish the season on a good note again. It was nice to have a season where we weren't afraid to get relegated either. Like, the last, you know, out of the last 3 years of doing this, 2 of the seasons we've been petrified that we're going to go down. It was just nice to have a season off, really, without having to worry. We obviously went through that really, really good win stage, 4 wins on the bounce, and I think all 5, something like that, that we went through in December, where we were just winning games for fun. It was just so nice to kind of have that experience and just to sort of show to everyone what we can do when we're on form. But do you know what, guys? It's been an absolute fantastic season. I've loved every second of it. We've had some highs and we've had some lows. And yeah, really, I think that's about it. Thank you guys very much for supporting my channel. To people who have been here for a long time and people who just recently got here, thank you so much for all the support. I absolutely love making these videos. They're a lot of hard work. As soon as I get in from the game, I usually have to leave it. I usually go straight home after a game rather than go to the pub. I usually just go in and get editing straight away. And I really like the editing button. I think it's a lot of fun, really, and making this video now as well has been tons of fun as well. So, anyways, guys, if you haven't already, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Comment below where you think West Ham will finish next season if we get the signings in, or if we don't get the signings in. Where will West Ham finish? I'd love to hear all your opinions down below. Thank you for all your support, and I will see you next season. Peace.